Hey y'all, welcome back to Twin Oaks Family Farm in rural Southeast Ohio, USA. Thanks for joining me here in the meat bird production barn. Glad to have you back at our channel, Twin Oaks Farm Poultry on YouTube. We are going to take a look at a flock of 123 Cornish cross meat chickens that are 19 days old. So get a look at them. We'll probably get a look at their neighbors. We've got a group right beside them of birds that will go into egg production. So they're a totally different type of bird than the meat production bird. And they are about a week older than these meat production birds. So hopefully we'll get to have kind of a side-by-side visual of the two different kinds of birds to give you a reference on the strength of the Cornish cross meat chicken when it comes to rapid and efficient growth, converting feed to meat. And that's why they are the most popular meat bird throughout the world. Cornish cross meat chickens are. And while we're doing this video, getting an update on the birds, going to talk a little bit about the genetic foundation of the Cornish cross meat chicken and some thoughts that have come to mind recently for me on that I want to share with y'all, and some kind of interesting observations related to our YouTube channel and that. So let's take a look at the birds. Let's start with that. Thank you so much for joining us again. We appreciate it. We do hope you'll love the video with a like, with the thumbs up there. And if you dislike it, put that in there. We appreciate your feedback either way, thumbs down or thumbs up. And if you have any questions or any observations, anything you want to suggest or ask about, put it in comments, because we love to read those, we learn from them, and we genuinely try to answer any questions that are in there and get a reply out to everyone that we get a notification about and that we get on our radar. So thanks so much, y'all. Please join us again, but please stay tuned to see these birds today and hear a little bit about some of my thoughts on the genetic foundation of the Cornish cross meat chicken. So we are just kind of hanging out in the pen. You know how if you heard the saying, love is spelled T-I-M-E? Well, I'll tell you. Well, I think success in anything is spelled T-I-M-E. But I can tell you for sure, success in raising meat birds is definitely spelled T-I-M-E. And it's taken time to really observe them, to sometimes just kind of hang out around the flock and see what's going on, and look at the flock overall as a whole, and look at the individuals in the flock as single birds, and evaluate, what's going on with the flock, how are the management practices working, and some of the key components of your management for your meat chickens is feed, water, space, temperature, humidity, and bedding, and length of production. And so tied up in all that is, of course, production costs, and considering what your goals are with the flock, if they're being raised for household consumption, or if you're going to market the meat directly to consumers, or market the meat to other retail options for consumers. So, a lot to consider when raising meat birds, and a lot of time goes into it. But meat birds are pretty cool, because the meat birds that are really, really specialized to be great for poultry production convert feed to meat rapidly, and that's their superpower. They grow quickly, and they're ready to process really, really quickly. Okay, so when we're in the meat bird barn here, y'all are here with me, and you're basically like in a food factory. Okay, this is like a real life food factory. All right, farms are food factories, and when you see production livestock like these, and we also consider our egg hens, our egg laying flock. We consider them to be production livestock as well. And when you look at any kind of production livestock animal, they are like the all-American athletes of food production, okay? But then when you look at these Cornish rock cross meat chickens, they're like the Olympic gold medalist of food production, because we can take these chickens and in 5 or 6 weeks have a group of birds that's ready to be processed into wholesome and delicious poultry that can go in our freezers and that can be prepared for serving at our tables in our households. And it's good food. But real good chicken really only comes from real chickens raised with good practices. So that's the goal here. That's what we want to do. And as far as I'm concerned, and this is my opinion, and opinions can be debated, but as far as I'm concerned, you can't get better than the Cornish rock cross chickens for meat production. Okay, and so one of the reasons is their rapid feed to meat conversion. Okay, and another one of the reasons is because of the white feathering. And that's because the white feathers also have white quills and the skin is pale. And so when that bird is defeathered and cleaned in processing, then we have a very neat and clean looking appearance to the chicken skin. If the skin is left on or if the skin is removed, it removes well. Okay, so that's another reason that they're very, very good for poultry production. And the third reason is just the meat from these birds has great taste and great texture. Okay, and can be pretty easily stored if we are able to freeze the meat. You could even can the meat. And a lot of times, being raised for home consumption, people have the skill sets to butcher and process the birds themselves. So that's a big plus. That's a great skill that helps with being able to take care of your food supply on your own if you don't have to rely on somebody else to process it for you. So these are great. These are a great option for producing poultry. They are a little bit high maintenance, but it's just like anything else. You kind of like research it, study it, practice it, perfect it as much as you can, get better at it, and trust it. So you kind of learn the process by doing, and then you got to kind of trust the process. Okay, but what I want to show you while we're at this juncture is you're getting a good look at these birds, and hopefully can kind of get a sense of size-wise what the birds are like. And remember, these are 19 days old, right? 19 days old, okay? So, going to change the camera angle over here. Get you in on her. Get you in on her. Okay, and get a look at size. And I'm really close up right there, okay? So, and there's a couple birds beside, if you can see. The light's messing with us there, but kind of see by that feeder. So over here, we have little birds that are pullets. So they're females that will eventually go into our egg production flock, okay? They're just a month old. Remember, the meat birds over here are 19 days old, all right? 19 days old, a month old. Okay, so what, 11 days? These birds are 11 days older. Yeah, that's exactly right, actually, because they were hatched February 28th or 27th, and those meat birds were hatched March 11th, okay? So about 11 days difference. About 11 days difference. So that's the size of the egg production birds at a month. So you can see, with 11 days less, these meat birds in the body are every bit as big. Every bit as big. There's one at a water. Okay, there's one at a water. And there's a pullet over there at a water. So these meat birds truly are every bit as big as these birds, these pullets, in less time. And then their growth over here is going to continue to get more and more rapid. When we first started raising Cornish rock cross meat chickens, we were told they're going to grow the most in the last 10 days. If you're raising them like about 6 weeks, expect to see the most growth in the last 10 days. So even as much as they've grown in 19 days, that rate of growth is just going to pick up. And correspondingly, the rate of food consumption picks up too. So when they do finish what's in the feeders, this group will have consumed 400 pounds of feed, just these 123 birds, 400 pounds of feed. And overall, for their production, we plan on 1,000 pounds of feed. So, you know, we expect them, like in the next 18 days, to consume about 600 pounds more of food. And they will. They will get to that point. So it's really kind of interesting how they grow rapidly, and then the rate of growth continues to be rapid all the way up till when we consider them finished. And then you actually could keep growing them beyond like 6 weeks, but we prefer 5 or 6 weeks for production. So